everyone. Well, it's been a hot minute since I made a video and I have a lot of things to show you, plus some yarn hauls, plus a couple of things that have happened, one of which was kind of unbelievable. Not a big thing, just you have got to be kidding. Anyhow, if you are new to this channel but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon so that you will be notified if I post a new video and when I post a new video. So, let's get started. Okay, first let's talk about yarn hauls. And I made another order with Joann's. I wouldn't call it a panic order because it was more of, I just wanted more of the rave yarn because I could see they were running out. And after having worked with the rave yarn, I decided I really liked it for making hats, and I will show you what I mean. But of course, most of the colors were not available anymore, but a couple of them were, including one that I really liked the first time. So I had ordered some electric citrus before I got two of them, but then I really liked the color and the way it worked up, so I ended up ordering 4 more. So here's 3 of them. I mean, this just works up gorgeous. And here's my 4th one. Here we go. So if you've never worked with the rave yarn, it works up kind of like a roving yarn. I mean, you will get some places that are kind of thick and other places that are a little on the thinner side, but pretty consistent. What did they say this is? Well, they call it a 4. It is a 4, but sometimes it gets a little 5-ish. So, anyway, so I got that. That's the electric citrus. And then, let's see, what's this one called? Oh, Super Beach. So I ended up getting 6, but I've already put 3 in the cabinet, so I'll just show you these 3. And I should give you some specs on this. Excuse me. So they recommend a 5.5. Oh no, wait a minute, let's see. No, they recommend a 4.5 hook, but I use a 5.5. And let's see, how many yards is it? So it's 312 yards. Now I can get, out of each of these, I can get 2 hats and still have some left over. So that's that color. And then the other color I got, and I got 6 of them, was, let's see, what is this one called? Oh, Lava Lamp. So yeah, so I got those, and then I got some others. Hang on just a second. Okay, so I went to my local Joann's, first time since living here. So it's been almost 3 years and I haven't been there. And my Joann's is one of the first ones that got axed. So I don't know if they're gonna be liquidating any faster than the ones that will be liquidated by the end of May. But I just wanted to go check and see for myself what was going on in the yarn department, because online it would say that they had some things and I just wasn't sure that they still did have those, and they didn't have those. And now the online portion is, it just doesn't even say anything really. So I hate to come out empty-handed, so I did end up buying a few things. But like they said, they had a bunch of rave. They had no rave. Well, they had a ton of the value yarn, the big twist. I mean, tons of it. But I wasn't interested in any of that because I have so much of it. But anyways, so I got this Karen Simply Soft that is sparkly, but let's see, yeah, you can see some of the sparkles. That's really blowing out. Anyways, it's a nice red, nice Christmassy red, and I may pair it with some of the Vortex yarn. So we'll see. The Vortex yarn is something that I will get to in a moment. Then I also picked up a skein of Red Heart, and this is in the color Country Blue, because when I was making the most recent little amigurumi book, boy, I would just wished I'd had some colors that were like this, but I didn't, but now I do. And then I went way out of my comfort zone, because really the Vortex yarn and the rave yarns, that just hasn't ever really been my comfort zone, but now it is my comfort zone. I do like it. So I saw this, and I maybe got 25% off of it, but anyways, it's the Halo yarn, the Colorama, and it's this green. So I thought, well, this will make some nice fuzzy hats. And then I think I got this at Joann's. I got myself a yarn bowl. It says, please don't talk to me, I'm counting stitches. So I've actually wanted to have a yarn bowl for a long time, but, and I have a Vortex in there right now. So, yeah, I said, okay, now's the time to do it. Then I went over to Michael's, and I got 2 skeins of yarn because I had a $5 reward, and those things just eat a hole in my pocket. So okay, so the first one I got, which I've never used this yarn before, and I thought it's high time, especially now that I'm making hats. So I'll be making some hats with this, and this is a Karen Latte Cake. And the color is Earl Grey. So that's what it looks like. So we'll see how this works up. And if you've never bought a latte cake, it is considered a number 5, but I would say it is not. It's like a 4. Probably they're calling it a 5 because of all the fuzz on it, but the actual strand itself is like a 4. In fact, it's like a thin 4. But it'll make a nice fuzzy hat, and it is 8.8 ounces and 530 yards, so for sure I will get 2 hats out of this, maybe 3, we'll see. And then also, this is another one that I've never bought before, also considered a number 5, but no way, it's like a number 4, and a thin 4 at that. Well, no, parts of it I guess are regular 4. And that is a Karen Macchiato cake. And this is in the color Fugace. So very purpley. So Rosa Likes Crochet, you would like this color. And you probably already have this color. Anyhow, those are my yarn hauls. So let's now talk about what I have finished. So let me put all this yarn away and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are again. And it's time to talk about what I have completed. So I actually completed these by February 28th. And I just have been busy or just so tired I couldn't really make a video. So this was the book I did in February of the amigurumi, mini amigurumis. And if you want to see them in order, go to Strawberry Bunny Crochet's channel, which I will link below if you don't know her. And you can see them in order. But me, I'm just going to dump them out and show you them as I pick them up. Okay, so this is the little angler fish. There's the little otter. This is the puffer fish. This is the whale shark. The starfish. Let's see, here we go. Okay, this one needs a little bit of a haircut. This is the jellyfish. Oh, and what I wanted to say, okay, Bonnie, if you want to get these to unravel, just hold them upside down and just start pulling the threads and it will unwind all by itself. And you can get some thinner jellyfish tendrils. See? There we go. So you can just get it to unwind itself. Okay, here's a little stingray. I think this is the yellow tang. Let me just straighten him out a little bit. There he is. Here's the dolphin. The squid. And the narwhal. Oh, I think he's upside down. There he is. And the killer whale. And I think this is the blue whale. You know, the largest whale in the ocean. That's that one. And this is the, I can't remember. This is like the Moby Dick whale. So, okay. Here's the angelfish. Let's see, let me just hold him down here. And the hammerhead shark, which I think I showed in my last video. And the little crab. and the regular shark. And the seahorse. The clownfish. And the seal. And the octopus. And the walrus, and the way he was done was his head is kind of tilted to the side, and I didn't have a really good color for him, so it was like wanting this kind of brownish, and I didn't really want to make him like a brown because I was already using that color a lot, so he's kind of in a purple. Okay, so that's him. And then the turtle. And the pattern called for the belly to be a light green, but I was like, well, good grief, I've already used the lightest green I have for his flippers and his head. So then I just gave him a yellow belly. And this is Rave Electric Citrus. Just a little bit. Okay, so that's that one. And then I can't remember what the name of this little fish was. And last but not least, the one that had the most parts of all was the lobster. And I didn't want to make him as red as the crab or the squid, so I ended up using the Christmas yarn. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I just saw the thing for it. Maybe this is it. Is it? Yeah, it's called Jingle Bell Stripe, and you can pull it apart. You can just pull the colors and separate them. So I just separated out the red. And so it gives him a little bit of a mottled red appearance. He had a lot of parts. A lot. So anyhow, those are what I have done with those amigurumi. I am currently working on the next book, this one. So, yeah, I'll be done with this by the end of the month. So now let's talk about hats, because I have been on a hat making spree. I'm kind of doing about one per day. And I have been working with the Vortex yarn and the Rave yarn. And I showed you some last time, but oh my gosh, I've made so many hats. So many hats. So let's get that going. Okay. Got them all out of the bags now. So the color I'm currently working with in Vortex is Mountain Mist, and it's the gray yarn. So I have one here and another one here. And I've discovered with the Vortex skeins that I can make almost two hats out of one skein. And all of these are the pattern by Bag O'Day called the Quicksilver Beanie. So I have that pattern memorized, and that's what I'm using right now. So everything is Quicksilver Beanie. I'll link the pattern below. Okay, so there's that. This one, what was this one called? I tried to make sure I remembered. Oh, I think this one is Starstruck. So I have 3 in the Starstruck. Let's see. So far I have 1 in Rosebush. This one is actually, I think, my favorite color combination of all of the Vortex, and it's called Super Bloom. And the reason why it's my favorite, I think it just has more color variance in it. See, look at that. Isn't that pretty? And here's number 2. So I have a lot of Super Bloom. I can keep making it. I don't have all the Vortex colors. They just weren't available. And this one, I think, is the one that's like Northern Lights or something like that. Very pretty. Okay, and then this is the Big Twist Winter yarn, and I have made so far 4 hats and 1 scarf out of it. I'm not going to make scarves for all the hats. Mostly I'm just making hats. And so I showed you one last time, and I've made 3 more hats. Okay, here's 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, those are the Vortex hats I've made. Then, to get to the Rave hats. They are so soft, so soft. So, this is Electric Slime. That's 1. Here's 2. And then I have Electric Citrus, which I think is my favorite Rave color. Look at this. Isn't that bright? I mean, a hunter could wear this. I mean, he would stand out in the forest like crazy. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and 3. So those are my hats. I'm trying to watch my time a little bit. And then this weird thing happened. Weird and kind of miraculous in a way. So I was coming back from errands with the landlady, and I happened to notice something white on the sidewalk kind of in front of the house. Let me show you what that white thing was. Because you're not going to believe it. You're just not going to believe it. Of all the things to find outside, and it wasn't even dirty or anything. Karen Simply Soft. A whole skein of white. Oops. And there it goes. Of all the things for a yarny person to find in front of their house. Yarn. Okay. So, not even dirty. I took it. Somebody dropped it. Have no idea who. So anyways, so that happened. Then I forgot to mention this the last time. As when I donated those Afghans, the gal that I donated them to opened the trunk of her van and she was like, would you like one of these bags? Because I guess somebody makes them for her ministry, and so I was like, oh my gosh, these are like project bags. Well, she didn't know what that term meant, project bag, but I didn't have a project bag. Well, except for I use grocery bags for project bags, but an actual sewn box bottom project bag with a pocket inside. So I chose one. This is what it looks like. With nice big handles. It went with me yesterday to the veterinarian, and yeah, works great. Works great. Holds. I got it full of vortex yarn right at the moment. So, okay, now I also want to shout out a couple of channels. Now, these people do not know me. They don't know I'm shouting them out. I just happen to have found them. Maybe you've already heard of them. The camera just cut off. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to shout out a couple of channels. The first one is Sarah over at Crochet Vision. And if you haven't watched her, you should. She doesn't do a lot of like crochet techniques or anything like that. A lot of it is yarn hauls, yarn rearranging, her going to shows, like craft fairs and stuff, and getting set up for all that stuff. She has some really good advice on how to do it and what not to do. And she does have a website where she sells some of her patterns, but so go watch Crochet Vision. I'll link the channel below. The other one is, hold on a second. I had all this written down and I can't find where I wrote it down. So hold on just a moment. Okay, the other channel is called Another Yarn, and it's hosted by Shannon. So I'll link that below also. Please go check it out because I think you'll like her. And I guess that's it for now. I think this video has run on long enough. My camera cut off after about 30 minutes, even though the battery is perfectly fine. But, so I will talk to you all later. Hopefully I won't make you wait so long in the future. And have a great rest of your week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.